All right, everybody, we're back for another 5 matches with Turbo Doomsday. I've made a couple of changes. I've cut Quantum Riddler to go back up to the third Street Wraith just to try that. I do miss having an extra cycler or two. So I'm going to try 5 cyclers this time. I've noticed a trend in 5.0s, people playing a 3-1 split between Cabal Ritual and Lotus Petals. I've never tried that. Thought I would try that today. I'm still going to experiment with the Barrowgoyfs in the sideboard and then having 2 extra Cabal Rituals in the sideboard as well to help power them out against stompy decks like Mono Red Prison. And then I'm also going to try Hercule's Recall in addition to Vision Charm to help against Urza Saga and artifact-based decks. And then since we got 4 Thoughtseize in the main deck, I'm going to try just 3 Fluster, 1 Duress for Reanimator. And then against blue decks, we can also bring in the, like against Cutter, we can also bring in the Barrowgoyfs. Yeah, I haven't played Doomsday in about a week, so let's see how it unfolds today. All right, we finally got an opponent here. Deep Sea will be on the play. This is a turn 2 Doomsday. We've got a cycler. We've got a Daze to protect ourselves. We've got a Brainstorm and a Street Wraith. This is pretty solid. We're also just on the play. I kind of feel like I've just been on the play a lot recently. And I think that I'm going to actually lead on basic Island in this spot as well because we have Dark Ritual plus Underground Sea. This will insulate us against a Wasteland and give us a unwastelandable. What I'm trying to say is the Island not only insulates us against Wasteland on this turn, but on the later turn where we will put our Oracle onto the stack. So let's get basic Island. Let's cast Personal Tutor. Let's put Doomsday on top of the deck. Let's pass the turn. Let's see if our opponent can beat a Daze or what they're up to. Avamaya, Cradle of Growth. Into Elvish Reclaimer. I think we can grant them that. The issue here is going to be Endurance. This looks like Cradle Control. And so I don't know that I just want to throw it all in. Because if they have Endurance, it's not good. So how do we want to beat the Endurance here? They can also have Talon Gates, so we're going to have to go empty. They could have Wasteland, a Force of Will. We'll want a Thassa's Oracle. We will want another land, so let's make it a Cavern of Souls. Then we can put a Street Wraith in for sure. Maybe another Street Wraith too. So we can Daze the Bowmasters. So let's go Cavern on the bottom. We'll go Oracle on top of Cavern, and then we'll go Wraith, Force. And we'll pass. Oh, Flagstone, so it's not Cradle Control. Crop Rotation. Do I Daze this? I think I will. This will protect the Underground Sea from a Wasteland. Yeah, they attack for 1. They let that die, huh? So they do have Endurance in their hand, which is good to know. We just got to hope they don't have 2 Endurance, and they aren't representing a removal spell now either. So we'll draw Force of Will for turn. We'll play Underground Sea. We'll cycle Street Wraith. We'll cycle Street Wraith. And we'll cycle Street Wraith. And then we'll cast Thassa's Oracle. And the game's over. We've got Force of Will back up. All right. Beautiful. Green-white depths, though, you say. Fascinating that one is. What do we want against green-white depths? I think we want Cabal Rituals against green-white depths. We might take something like Vision Charm because they could have Disruptor Flute. It honestly wouldn't surprise me. I don't know that we want Hercs. So it might be like these 3 cards. We're on the draw. I don't know. Like they could also be on Maverick where they have Red Elemental Blast. But we're going to cut Cavern of Souls. I think we can cut 1 Daze because we're on the draw. And then I think maybe we can even cut a Thoughtseize. That might not be right. I think I like the Street Wraith. Yeah, we'll cut a Thoughtseize. That doesn't seem right, though. I think we want the Thoughtseizes to hit the Endurance out of their hand, right? So we could cut Ponder instead of Thoughtseize. Ponder's like the worst one drop in our deck. It kind of puts us down to 21 blue cards, which is a little suspect, but who knows? This hand's light on mana. I think I'm going to keep it, though. It does have the access to Doomsday. It's got the Cabal Ritual. Mox Diamond, that's fine. Talon Gates to the bin, good to know. Reclaimer's in. And a Flagstones is down. Okay. Drawing land there would have been excellent. But we did not. So I think I'm going to get Basic Island and cast Ponder. And there's Dark Ritual Doomsday. The only unfortunate thing about that is that we don't have the black mana here. So if I would have got Underground Sea, like this obviously would have been a sick Ponder, but because I decided to go the opposite way, I'm just going to any order shuffle. We do find the land that we're looking for. We've got a quick win with LED here if we don't expect our opponent to have an Endurance. We'll see what we draw next turn, but there's a real chance that I just don't even play out this Underground Sea. Okay, so we will play out the Underground Sea. We'll play Personal Tutor. Put Doomsday on top of the deck. And then I think we'll pass. I don't think they'll go for Wasteland here. If they do, that's nice for us. As in order to beat the Endurance, we're going to have to pass again. And if they just go all in on the creature here, it might be a little slow. Or we might be a little too slow to contend with the creature here. So let's see if they're going to Wasteland us or if they're going to... They are going for the Wasteland route. Okay. Collector Oof, huh? Do I Brainstorm here? We know one of the three. It's pretty risky to Brainstorm. All right, looks like we're forcing here. And I might just put my opponent to the test here. Do they have Endurance in their hand? They probably do. Attack for 3. I mean, they probably have Endurance in hand. Quantum Riddler would actually be really good to have in our deck right about now. It would be so good to have in our deck, I feel like. So the question's going to be, do they have the Endurance or not? They need Endurance plus green card. This is going to put us to 7. So, like, we could pass here. I'll make a double Oracle pile. Oracle, Wraith, Consider, I guess. Done. Oracle on the bottom, Wraith, Consider, Lion's Eye Diamond, hold control, cycle Wraith, crack this for triple blue, and they're just scooping. Wow, they don't have the Endurance. Love to see it. All right. So yeah, I mean, in that particular spot, Quantum Riddler would have been awesome, but we cut Quantum Riddler for a third Street Wraith, and in that particular spot, that Street Wraith could have been a Quantum Riddler, and it would have been not so good. All right, we've got an opponent here. On the play again. This is a no-lander, so we'll mulligan. This is a cantrip away from a turn 2 Doomsday. We'll keep. I think I just bottom Thoughtseize. It's so hard to say. I'm going to bottom the Wraith. We're going to use Thoughtseize to our advantage here. Hopefully it's a matchup where Thoughtseize is good. So we'll Thoughtseize, and then next turn we'll Thoughtseize plus Ponder. Delta C. Thoughtseize. Opponent's on a mull to 6 as well, so it feels good to Thoughtseize a mull to 6. I believe. Looks like we get our wish of playing against Reanimator. So Daze is quite annoying here, but so is Entomb. Brainstorm's annoying. Ponder's annoying. Their whole hand's annoying. I'm going to take the Entomb, though. Just because I don't want to have to contend with, like, I want them to have to work for their Atraxa. We might have to take the days with the next Thoughtseize, though. We'll see. Let's get our stack back over here. So they're going Flooded Strand into Basic Island for a Ponder. So they think that we're playing Reanimator. I have to remember that. When I play locally, I'm so used to everybody knowing that I'm just on Doomsday. I'll have to remember that I can feign being a blue-black deck. So they declined to use their Ponder, which means they liked what they saw, which isn't good for me. So I think I'll hit my opponent with another Thoughtseize here. Now they're showing me Orcish Bowmasters. I think I have to take the Bowmasters now. Fascinating. And I'm going to walk my Ponder into their daze. I don't think they're going to daze this Ponder. There's Doomsday plus Force of Will. Oh, no. I meant to do this the opposite way. I was supposed to obviously hide this Doomsday on top of my deck. So here comes Tamiyo, and there's the Thoughtseize off the top. So this was a very bad play for me. Now we're dead. Thoughtseize you. Take your Brainstorm. Play Lotus Petal. There's a Force of Will underneath. I played that so poorly. I guess. No, I'll pass. I could Thoughtseize again. All 4 Thoughtseizes is hilarious. But yeah, this game's lost. Man. They still have the days now, too. If they go for a flip on the Tamiyo here, we'll just scoop it up. Alrighty. So they're playing Bowmasters in their Reanimator deck. That was a beating. I did make that mistake on how I stacked the Ponder, but I don't actually think it would have mattered given the double Thoughtseizes and the fact that I would have had to take the days. That ain't good. I think I have to cut a Street Wraith here. I think I can cut a Consider here, but Consider's pretty good at beating Bowmasters, which is the biggest. I'll cut a Ponder. They're probably not boarding in removal against me. Cabal Ritual's not the best against them. I want the petals. I want everything. So I only have like 3 cards I really need for this matchup. I'm going to cut 1 Force. I don't think 2 for 1ing myself against them is the best idea. We'll play first here. We've got Dark Ritual Doomsday with Force of Will backup. We'll jam. This is a good hand. Could use some lands, but... So that just happens. Force of Will. Island. Oracle. Oracle. I want to go double Oracle here. And then a Street Wraith. Let's go like this. Let's go Oracle on the bottom, Oracle on the bottom, Cavern of Souls, Street Wraith, Island. Pass. They're studying. What are they studying? Just stop. All right, they're just going Underground Sea. Pass. If that's true, we'll go Basic Island. Pass. Brainstorm and End Step. That's fine. I think I could have flustered that, but it's a little aggressive, perhaps. Ponder. Wastelands. Brainstorm. Street Wraith. with Oracle on top. Destroy my land. Pass the turn. We'll draw Oracle and kill our opponent. No consign for you. All right. Going to game 3 against Reanimator. Do we want to bring in Barrowgoyfs? I don't think we really do. They would be at the cost of personal tutors, but then our blue count would be far too low. I'm just going to go in with what we have here. And this hand could be a lot better. Our last hand was excellent. I'm going to mulligan this one. It just doesn't quite seem right to me. This one I would like to keep for sure. This would have been a great 7. I'll keep, and I think I'm just going to put the edge on the bottom here. Let's see what our opponent's up to. I assume we're getting thought seized here. They take our Ponder. Tamiyo, very nice. We'll draw Thassa's Oracle's not a terrible draw. Already got the Dark Ritual. Thoughtseize is so problematic, though. I'm just going to go Delta Pass here. Attacking with Tamiyo, making a clue. Casting Brainstorm to flip their Tamiyo. I think I'm going to let this Tamiyo flip. It's not where I want to point my Fluster or my Daze. Might prove difficult, but challenging, but we'll see here. I'm going for the Thoughtseize anyways. We'll go for Underground Sea. I'm going to Fluster the Thoughtseize. We're so dead, though. This Tamiyo is actually just killing us. Maybe yeah, maybe I'm a little... That's just a little too ridiculous. Let's cast Ponder. We really got to hope to find Doomsday here. Now we're dead. So unfortunate. But, like... Also, like, what were we expecting? I guess I was supposed to daze the Brainstorm on the Tamiyo there. Just to keep it from flipping. Well, we'll see if they go to 6 or not. If they just grab Thoughtseize. Yeah, that's what they appear to be doing. Okay. I'm just going to let it go. I could have considered in response, but yes, they are taking the consider. All right. Brainstorm. Well, I can daze a Bowmasters, so you best believe I'm casting this. That ain't good. Let's put back Oracle, land. Play land. Pass. Crack their clue. So you really just need perfect hands against this Reanimator deck. Ponder's fine. Another island, tick up Tamiyo, and pass. Well, let's grab our sewers. I'm going to put Brainstorm into the bin. I sense a Bowmasters here. We can't daze a Bowmasters this time. I'm just going to fire it, though. There's the Bowmasters I was right to sense. All this around a daze. All right. It's going to put us to 7. We'll take an attack, go to 5, which will put us to 2. Oh, I guess 5 will put us to 1. So we're dead here. We're dead. All right. I don't know what I thought there. I think I played that match pretty poorly. I should have potentially stopped that Tameo from flipping because that definitely did us in. And then I thought that I would have 2 life to spare in the last match there. All right. Yikes. Tundra go, you say? I kind of just want to make them have it here. I could Thoughtseize, but I'm just going to Dark Ritual Doomsday. Do you have Force? Forced Pitch Brainstorm. All right. We'll Thoughtseize you, and then we'll Doomsday you again the following turn. That was my thought process there. Lush Portico. Okay, so this is beans. This ain't good. Keen-Eyed Curator to the bin. Good card. Maybe this is Nadu as well. It very well could be. Triple Swords to Plowshares. Funny thing about this is they're going to draw their counter spell. I'm just going to any order this. Like a Cycler would be a great draw. Pedal, not so much. Playing out Caracas, and they drew something. Zenith for 2. Collector, Scythe Cat Cub. Am I dead? Oh. No. Now they're dead. What a fantastic draw. Wow. What a fantastic draw. I guess this is why you play extra Street Wraiths. My God. So we Street Wraith into Brainstorm. We get Oracle. Lion's Eye Diamond. Consider another Wraith. That ought to be the donkey that does it. We'll put Oracle onto the bottom. Brainstorm. Cycle Street Wraith. You are dead, friend. I guess this is Nadu. What do we want against Nadu? Flusterstorms actually aren't terrible against them. I was boarding in Cabal Rituals against them as well, just because we kind of want to be a little quick. But cards that we don't want, I don't think we want Daze on the draw against Nadu. Double Oracle seems excellent against Nadu. Thoughtseize seems excellent against Nadu. Nadu, don't say. I don't know that this deck's going to be wastelanding us, but I kind of don't mind just having all of my lands. They demonstrated to us there that they have removal spells, but it doesn't seem like a terrible idea that we could cut a Ponder. And then we could also cut Consider. This would be to put us down to 20 blue cards, though, which is a pretty low number of cards of blue varieties. I kind of don't mind keeping the Consider, but they're probably cutting their plows, right? I assume they'll be cutting their plows. Okay. Guess we'll keep this. It's not the best hand. Love some defenses. Love some defenses for sure. Carpet of Flowers. That's powerful. Flusterstorm drawn. That's fantastic. Let's do this. Let's cast Personal Tutor and put Doomsday on top of our deck. And then let's play Lotus Petal. And let's pass the turn. I'm hoping that we don't have to use this Lotus Petal to Flusterstorm like a Green Sun Zenith. Yeah, Nomads is in. Issue here is that Nadu's going to come down next turn, and then we're going to be in a really bad spot. I hope they have to force pitch Nadu here. Force pitch Tameo. We'll fluster. There's a world where I was supposed to ritual into Thoughtseize, potentially. Okay. So we're going to need Cavern of Souls for sure. This is such a hard spot to be in. So we might need... Oh, this is actually a really tough spot to be in. Take second Oracle, but we can't even really afford to do that because we've only got this Edge of Autumn. And then they could have Consign too. I really don't know. Thoughtseize, Oracle, Underground Sea, Street Wraith maybe. That wasn't right. I did not do that right. I assume they have the Nadu. I put Misty into the bin. Going for Brainstorm. Just have 3 mana up, huh? Didn't play Nadu. In that case, I'm just going to cycle the 6. Cavern. And name Wizard. I think I'll just pass. Delighted Halfling. Attack for another 1. Pass the turn. All Thoughtseize my opponent. Oh wow, they just have nothing. Cycle into Underground Sea. And cast Thassa's Oracle. All right. We are 2-1 with Doomsday, taking a loss to Blue-Black Reanimator. I did not feel like I played that last pile very well. But we did, get there. If they had Nadu, things became very complicated there. They didn't have the Nadu, thank goodness. But they could have had the Nadu. All right, we've got an opponent, and it is Delthar. This is a name I remember. We'll keep. Force pitch, consider. Dark Ritual and Personal Tutor to find us a Doomsday. So this is a turn 2 Doomsday with Force of Will backup. I think Delthar's on the blue post deck. Nonetheless, let's cast Personal Tutor and put Doomsday on top of our deck and then pass the turn. Next turn we get to Dark Ritual Doomsday, then Ponder into our pile. All right, they've got a lot of locusts. Thundertrap Trainer. Yeah, you can have a wizard. Are you playing Flame of Anor in your Cloud Post deck. They actually found Force of Will. That's kind of terrifying, actually. So now, do we think that they've got multiple forces? They very well might. I'm still just going to jam even into the force because I know that I've got a force to force their force. Force of Will, pitch, stock up. Will force, pitch, consider. All right. Now, though, well, we've got Dark Ritual, actually, which beats... Dark Ritual beats Disruptor Flute here. So I'm hoping that we're going to go to 9, take 1, go to 8. I'm hoping this is just good enough. Let's go Oracle on the bottom with Wraith, Edge, Cavern, play Ponder. Ponder's ability, no. Put Cavern into hand. I guess Pithing Needle would get us here, but they probably only play 1, if any. Dark Ritual beats Disruptor Flute. Islands, go. Thunder Trap. Trainer attacks me to 8. I'll draw for turn. Let's cycle Street Wraith. Let's cycle Edge. Let's cycle Street Wraith. Let's play Cavern. Name Merfolk. And put Athos's Oracle onto the stack. Oh, is this Kozilek's command? Sink into stupor. That's pretty fucking funny. Yeah, we're dead. All right. Was not thinking about sync. That's fucking hilarious. Okay, so we're against, I don't even know, some Cloud Post shenanigans. I don't even know what that means for us. That's the issue. Like, am I supposed to bring in Fawns against this deck? Or am I supposed to bring in Flusterstorms? Duresses? I imagine Vision Charm and perhaps even Hercule's Recall are pretty sick. They're such a big mana deck that I can't imagine. Duresses or Dazes don't seem that good. Then, I guess I'll bring in 1 Fawn. And then, we probably want these Cabal rituals too. And to that end, we can cut like a Ponder. And I could try cutting basic Swamp. I don't think they're going to Wasteland us. I could be wrong. We'll mulligan. This hand seems pretty sweet to me. I'll keep... I think it's going to be Street Wraith away. We're going to put Doomsday on top of our deck. Then we'll pass. And then we'll Thoughtseize into Dark Ritual Doomsday. Cloud Post tapped, pass the turn. We'll draw our Doomsday. Cast this. Hit it with a Thoughtseize. Force a negation, pitch. Sink into stupor. I'm just going to jam here. Let's see if they've got another force. They do not. They could have Disruptor Flute. But I've got the Charm. Man, I just wish that this was a cycler now. Obviously. We'll just go Thassa, 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 1, 2, 3. Sure. Go ahead. We might get fluted here. Another post into flute. Just got to hope they don't have double flute, I guess. If they have double flute, that would be very bad. The heck is this? Thunder Trap Trainer. I see. Let's phase out the flute. And now I wish I had a cavern. God damn. I'm a fool. So yeah, if they get a force here, we're dead. Sink into stupor. Force of will. All right. That was unfortunate. So if my last card there was Cavern Oracle, we could have beaten Force. I don't know why I didn't do that. I don't know why I didn't do that. Man, I'm gonna need to really tighten up. Oh, we'll be on the play against Card Game Addict. This hand is too risky because Basic Swamp sucks. I guess we'll keep this one. Probably put Consider on the bottom because it's the worst of the 3 cantrips we have. Cast Underground Sea, play Ponder. Pass. Islands. I don't think I'm going to jam willy-nilly here. I mean, like, I could. I think I'll just pass, though. Glimmer Post. We're playing against Blue Post again. Sure, Thunder Trap Trainer's good. Force of Will into the revealed cards. Draw Dark Ritual. I'm going to get a little greedy here. Thoughtseize. Double Force, double Sink. Take a Force. I guess I'm going to cast Brainstorm now. This. Cast Cabal Ritual. Cast Doomsday. They'll force. I'll force. And they've got to sink into stupor into their hand. So we'll go Cavern, Oracle, Wraith, Edge. We'll go Cavern on the bottom, Oracle on top, followed by Edge, Wraith, and we'll pass. What is this? Chalice on 1, sure. This deck plays Chalice too. Wow. All right. Play Chalice 2. So Vision Charm, Hercule's Recall, Force of Negation, Cabal Rituals, I guess. Might even want this Duress. Oh my god. Dazes seem particularly bad against Cloud Post. Ponders are like not the greatest. Honestly, Force of Negation's not the greatest either. And I think we can cut Basic Swamp. Sort by mana value. Ah, but if they have these chalices, it's like all boarding in all these 1-drops is not leaving in all of our thought seizes. The deck is constructed, the blue chalice of the void decks are actually really challenging to beat. I could bring in Barrow-goyfs, but I think I'll try it like this. Yeah, I've been finding these blue chalice decks, blue painter, like really kind of annoying to play against. We can keep this hand though. We've got an answer to a chalice. They're just gonna pass. We're gonna have to thought seize them to try to take a Disruptor Flute from their hand, I believe. Because fuck Disruptor Flute. Wow, chalice, force. I guess we take Force of Will. And then we're gonna have to Ancient Tombs in. Here comes the first chalice. And I think we have to Fawn Pitch Brainstorm on it. Looks like they drew Ancient Tomb for turn. We need a land here. That ain't good. I'm going to cycle with Wraith. To 15, it's a Thought Seize. Let's cast Personal Tutor and see if they want to Force of Negate this. Put Doomsday on top. Got the Cabal Ritual here, so I think I'm just going to pass. We have to beat the Force of Negation as well, though. I don't think I want to spew anything here. Ugh, the Force of Negation, though. I think we're dead. Lorien Revealing. Grabbing an island. Playing an island. Passing. Maybe I was supposed to force the Personal Tutor. Do they play Urza's Saga? I'm going to play this as long as possible to get familiar with what they might have in their deck. Yeah, these chalices, though. It's mighty unfortunate. We need Force of Will plus land. I mean, this will just kill us next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They could go for a lattice, so then we're just dead. But they probably just get liquid metal coating. I'm just going to concede. We know they have Force of Negation in their hand. There's no point in carrying on here. Maybe I should put some Barrow-goyfs in the deck, but then we're like, I don't know. I really don't know. It doesn't strike me that Barrow-goyf's that good either. I'll keep this, though. This hand's wild. This hand is actually wild. We'll go Dark Ritual. Thoughtseize, Dark Ritual, Doomsday. They gotta force this. I don't think they will. Thoughtseize you. Guess we'll start by taking Force of Negation. I guess I'll Thoughtseize again. I'll take Sink into Stupor. And then I'll Dark Ritual. And then I'll Doomsday. And then I'll go Oracle, Cavern, Edge Wraith. Oracle on the bottom, Cavern on top, Edge Wraith. Go ahead. Chalice on 0, Glimmer Post, go. Cycle, 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 wizard, blue, cycle, GG's opponent. I can't get back to the game. I'm sorry, card game addict. GG's. Oh man. Okay, so that was a pretty nice, quick little league, which I did like. We lost to poor play against Reanimator. Then we played poorly against, well, Delthar just crushed us, basically. Though we could have just built a pile. I built a very poor pile against Delthar in game 2, the second Oracle. I don't know why I chose a second Oracle. It should have 100% been Cavern of Souls, so that's on me. And then who knows how the game after would have gone. And then, yeah, against Reanimator, we got them in the second game. The first game, I feel like I remember the deck just kind of crapped out on us a little bit. We crushed the second game with the turn 1 Dark Ritual Doomsday. And then the third game, I think we just got ground out under a Tamiyo. Maybe that was the first game. Maybe we got ground out under a Tamiyo the first game, and then the second game I screwed up the math into a Bowmaster. We could have got a kill potentially, but yeah, Bowmasters is really hard to deal with. And when the blue-black Reanimator deck plays Bowmasters, like not every blue-black Reanimator deck plays Bowmasters, which again is kind of annoying. But yeah, another sweet little 3-2 there with Doomsday. I don't know. I just don't know what I think about the deck right now. I like it, but I don't know what I want my numbers to be. And there's just so many things in this format to worry about. Like Disruptor Flute we saw, Chalice of the Void, these blue Chalice decks. Like I just don't even know. I don't know if Hercules is good enough. I mean, it's certainly something. I don't know how I want to be structuring my petals and my mana. I thought things felt clear, and then I started changing things around. So I'm gonna keep thinking, but I thought I would play another 5 this afternoon while I had the chance. Submit those to your consideration, and then carry on. Part of me still wonders, what if these are just Tamiyos? Maybe Thoughtseize isn't actually so good that we want 4 of them in our deck. There was a time when I said I missed Quantum Riddler. I think we probably might have won that game anyways. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm the Semiotician. Thanks for watching another 5 with Doomsday. I hope you're not getting sick of the Doomsday action. I'll play some other decks after Eternal Weekend. I'll start goofing around a little bit more. I need to tighten up, though. I really need to tighten up. So thanks for bearing with me. I'll see you all soon. Cheers.